the number one thing that you need to lead with are results and outcomes. So it's really understanding like what that niche is and who it plays to. At the end of the day, the person with the budget usually makes the decision.
How do you go about, pitching a new concept, a new product in the enterprise world?
So what I would say is the number one thing to focus on, and it doesn't matter if it's enterprise, if it's B2B, B2C, the number one thing that you need to lead with are results and outcomes. What's the result and outcome that's tangible that your product or solution is going to deliver? People don't buy the plane ticket, they buy the destination when you're talking about a vacation, right? They buy what the end result is versus like, they're not just buying the plane ticket, they're not buying all the travel in between, they're just buying the end result of the happiness of being on a beach somewhere, sitting there with drinking a special drink and having great food,
When you think at a completely new account, what is the process that you go through? Like, how do you make the first contact? Who do you contact? What do you try to do?
Yeah, so kind of how we approach it is, there's what's happening. It really depends on how large of a ticket or how big of a ticket the item is and how large the contract is, because as you expand into larger total contract value, there's many more people involved. If it's a lower cost solution, then, let's say it's like $10,000, $15,000, you're not going to need as many people involved versus a $10 million contract. So it's really understanding like what that niche is and who it plays to. What's kind of happening is with all the introduction of cloud services that are happening across so many different solutions, it's actually moving the budgets within the organization to the business side of the house. And I think Gartner predicted, by 2021, I saw it was either 70 or 80% of the overall IT budget is going to be within the business units. So if I were selling an IT solution, or I should say an artificial intelligence solution, let's say for the folks that are watching today, what I would think about is like, okay, what part of the organization is this going to deliver measurable, tangible business results for? And I would quantify that. And so not only would I quantify that, but understanding who is going to benefit the most from that, because once you do that, you understand whose budget it is. And at the end of the day, the person with the budget usually makes the decision.
So how do they make the first contact?
So let's say I'm a startup and I'm targeting a Fortune 1000 company. Let's say it's an artificial intelligence solution around automating finance procedures within an organization. Let's say it's something as simple as that, right? What you're going to want to do is really understand and quantify what's the potential impact that your solution can have. Is it offloading or eliminating 10 full-time employees? Is it reducing the amount of cost to process invoices, APAR, whatever? And then what you're going to want to do is, once you understand the tangible business outcomes of that, both from a value and a hard cost ROI perspective, you're going to want to approach the person who has the biggest vested interests. So if it's in the AR category, let's say there might be a vice president or a director of AR. And that would be the person you could approach and say, hey, listen, with our solution, we're going to basically, and maybe an example would be for AR, is we're going to speed up the time in which you get your money by 500%, which will free up, $1 million in capital that you didn't have, while also eliminating the need for 5 people to tangibly or manually process different components of that AR process. So once you communicate that versus like all the technical components, then you're going to get people's attention, because that's how those people think.